Importing fishing gear, tips for clothing and accessories. Fishing is a popular pastime in the United States, and with good reason. There are over 86 million anglers in the country, and they spend an estimated $46.7 billion on fishing-related goods and services each year. As a result, the fishing industry is a major contributor to the U.S. economy. One of the most important aspects of the fishing industry is the import and export of fishing clothing. Fishing clothing is a major part of the industry, and it is essential for anglers to have the right gear to stay safe and comfortable while they are on the water. The regulations for importing fishing clothing into the USA can be complex, but they are important to understand in order to avoid any problems. In this video, we will discuss the different regulations that apply to importing fishing clothing into the USA, and we will provide some tips on how to comply with these regulations. Import regulations for fishing clothing. The import regulations for fishing clothing are set out by the United States Customs and Border Protection. These regulations are designed to protect the U.S. economy and to ensure that imported goods meet the same safety standards as goods produced in the U.S. The CBP regulations for fishing clothing are based on the Harmonized Tariff Schedule. The HTS is a system of classifying goods for import and export purposes. Each good is assigned a specific HTS code, which determines the duty rate that will be applied to the good. The HTS code for fishing clothing is 6204.99.90. This code applies to all types of fishing clothing, including hats, jackets, pants, waders, and boots. The duty rate for fishing clothing is 10%. In addition to the duty rate, there are also other import requirements that apply to fishing clothing. These requirements include: the goods must be marked with the country of origin. The goods must meet the applicable safety standards. The goods must be accompanied by a valid import permit. Tips for importing fishing clothing. If you are planning to import fishing clothing into the USA, there are a few things you can do to make the process easier. First, make sure that you are familiar with the import regulations. This will help you to avoid any problems. Second, get a customs broker to help you with the import process. A customs broker can help you to prepare the necessary paperwork and to ensure that your goods meet the applicable requirements. Third, make sure that you have the necessary import permits. If you do not have the required permits, your goods will be held at the port of entry and you will not be able to import them. By following these tips, you can make the process of importing fishing clothing into the USA as smooth and easy as possible. The import regulations for fishing clothing can be complex, but they are important to understand in order to avoid any problems. By following the tips in this video, you can make the process of importing fishing clothing into the USA as smooth and easy as possible.